I am author and life and success coach Fred Dodson, and this is Attention and Reality Part 1, and it addresses the teaching that energy flows where attention goes, which might be the most important thing a human being can learn. The implication here, of course, is that you can decide where your attention goes. Whether it goes here, there, or over there is your decision. Now, as simplistic as this sounds, you'd be surprised that many people are not aware of that. They think that their attention is somehow something that happens randomly. They don't even think about their attention. They just think and look, and wherever I tell them to look, they will look, and whatever I tell them to think, they will think. Whatever the media tells them to look at, whatever school tells them to look at, and they're just going on automatic. So this is really like a first step to enlightenment, a first step to self-empowerment, to realize that I decide where my attention goes. I can decide. Often I don't, but I'm able to if I wanted to. I'm not forced to give my attention to anything that I do not want. Nobody's forcing you to think certain things, to look at certain things. Another way to say this is, if you can control your attention somewhat, you can control your reality somewhat. And that's because what you put your attention on solidifies, densifies. It first becomes more perceivable. It's like choosing from trillions of different options one thing, and then it becomes more perceivable first, and then more feelable, and then finally more solid, important, meaningful, and real. And you start to, it's as if you magnetically start attracting that which you focus on again and again, that which you think again and again. One of the advantages of focusing attention is that it clears the mind and stabilizes your emotions. So anyone at all with any sort of problem at all, I tell them it's because you're not focused. That's really one of the main problems there is, because when you're not focused on a specific task, a specific pleasure, a specific passion, a specific enthusiasm, a specific career, the mind tends to wander. And only when the mind wanders aimlessly, without direction, can negative material begin to crop up or get stuck in your field of awareness or consciousness. Only when the mind wanders can it be directed by other influences. But as long as you're focused, you feel stable and clear. So that's one of the big hints you're getting in this presentation that you may not find anywhere else. Now, a lot of people teach of the merits of multitasking, which I completely disagree with. I don't believe that multitasking is an advantage. I believe that if you want to get the most done and reach your goal the most quickly, you focus on one thing at a time, and one thing only, until that thing is finished, and then you focus on the next thing. And in this way, it is my experience that you stay clear and on track. The multitasking thing is like a ship going to the left and to the right and back again, and it takes much, much longer to reach your goal that way, no matter what all the smart heads out there teach. If you don't believe me, try it out for yourself. I've been coaching people for 25 years, and my views are based on long-time direct experience and not on intellectualizing or theorizing, but on direct work with people, work on people. So what you invest attention and importance to becomes more real. So attention invested can be in the form of looking, speaking, thinking, doing. Those are 4 ways to invest attention. And resistance is also focus. So what you resist, fear, hate, you also focus on, also draw magnetically into your life. So as you can see, it's not so smart to resist. It's smarter to accept. It's smarter to let go of focusing on something. It's smarter not to resist, to release resistance. This is really one of the main problems the entire planet has, actually. They're constantly preoccupied with things they do not like, things they do not want. And you think by bitching and complaining and whining about them, those things will go away, but they won't. There are entire political movements based on bitching and whining about something or other and victimizing oneself. But that doesn't solve the problems. What would solve the problems would be a shift of attention to what is preferred instead. So you'd be pro-peace instead of against war. Or you'd be pro-prosperity instead of against poverty, and so forth and so on. There's thousands of examples of this error. This error also occurs in your own mind, and it can take a few years once you've learned this, a few years of awareness of it to shift that tendency, to get rid of that tendency. Each and every slide I present here, there's much more that can be learned on it. And one of the ways to learn this stuff is to visit my seminars, my courses. And that way you learn it more quickly, and it perhaps does not take years. So, what you desire and are needy of, you lack, and that draws more lack of it into your life. So, just desiring things is not enough to get what you want. You have to believe it too. So the mixture desire plus belief is potent, is strong, and desire without belief is weak, is disempowering. Just so you know, when you desire, you always fall short of what you want, because desire implies that there's something you do not have. So you keep affirming, I do not have, I do not have. Every time you say, I really want, you're saying, I really don't have. So you gotta, when you desire something, you also have to believe that you can actually have it and own it. Now, there's an interesting rule of the thumb, which is what you desire, then let go of, tends to manifest in your life. This I call the rubber band effect. It's like stretching a rubber band by desiring something, and then you let go, you forget about it, no longer interests you, and suddenly the rubber band snaps back and catches that which you always wanted out of the universe. So I've written about this elsewhere under the title Rubber Band Effect, if you want to do a search on my website. But that's a funny tendency that is out there in the field, out there in life. So from what you've just watched, the best practice for anyone in the world, anywhere in the world, is to convert resistance into acceptance. Acceptance does not mean resignation. Resignation is, oh well, can't be helped, can't do anything against it, too bad, I give up. That's resignation, that's not acceptance. Acceptance is to see what is as it is. You stop fighting against it, you acknowledge it as it is, and then you move on beyond it. You shift your attention to something better. So by resistance, of course, I'm talking about mental resistance. I'm not talking about physical resistance. I'm not talking about political resistance, which are entirely different things, legitimate things. Has nothing to do with this. This is about emotional and mental resistance, which draws whatever you do not like, whatever you fear and hate into your life. And to convert desire into commitment. So rather than just wanting stuff, desiring stuff, you have to ask yourself whether you're really, really committed to have that, committed to be that, committed to do that. It's quite a different feeling than mere wanting. I'll give you an example. Right now, if you think of something you really want, that's the one feeling. And now feel what it would feel like to be completely committed to that for sure, as a total dedication and decision. And that feels a little closer to home, doesn't it? A little stronger. Well, it is stronger, and it will more quickly manifest that which you prefer into your life. If you enjoyed this presentation or learned something from it, please recommend it far and wide. Also visit my website, realitycreation.org. Visit my seminars, my workshops, read my books, if this is helpful to you. Thank you very much, and happy focusing.